Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and today we're going to talk about trash. One thing I often don't like in LEGO cities is they look too clean, and it kind of takes away from the realism. So I'm going to show you some techniques to dirty up your LEGO city a little bit, and show some solutions for refuse disposal and pollution and garbage in your LEGO cities. Let's go ahead and get started here. My first little sample here, we got some knocked over trash cans. And this was a lot of fun to build. I love the detail that came out here. And a couple quick techniques. This one trash can, I just put a snot piece here and attached it to the wall. So it looks like it's being spilled over. I've just got various printed tiles and things in here. That one's actually loose, just to kind of show some detail. Got trash bags in there, and then of course a little rat eating that granola bar. A little tip, if you're trying to get a trash bag to sit on top of a trash can, it's going to fit really loosely, but the best piece I've found to keep this in place, a Travis brick. It fits loose, but it holds it in place nicely and keeps it right on top there like an overflowing trash can. Now I think we should talk about different types of trash cans here. And obviously the first one we have to talk about is the classic trash can. Now, one thing I don't like about the trash cans is the spacing. Because of the handles, they have to sit kind of far apart. Now, I have a couple of solutions here. This first one, these are just mounted on 2x2 plates, just like that. But if we change up the base, we actually make them sit closer. The first solution here, this one will sit on a 2x2 plate. And then I just have a jumper here, 1x2 jumper. And now the handles are very close to touching, brings them a little closer. Now this looks better for sure, but it's still not perfect. So I'm going to show you a technique to make this look even better. Now if we use two 2x2 jumpers, I can actually move this a little bit closer here, but the secret is we only attach on the central stud, which allows us to rotate the trash can. So you can rotate this trash can, it'll still fit flush up against the wall, put another trash can here, and you can put the handles together in a way this will still fit up against the wall. You get them sit really close together, so they look a lot better. Just a little tip I always find handy in my LEGO cities. Let's talk about a couple other trash can designs. Now this particular one actually came up in my Octane gas station, the same gas station I did one of the challenges around. I'll show you a picture of that here. And that is this design here. And this is really simple, but I love how realistic it looks, like a wire trash can that you'd see out in public. And basically all this is a Travis brick with 4 vents all the way around it. I've also done this in offices and things to look like a wire trash can. Although it is a little big, compared to a minifig, it definitely looks more like something you'd see in a public park. And of course you can vary up the colors however you like. I always loved that trash can, even though it came from a vintage older set. Another one I particularly like is this one here. Now these just use these scalloped pieces in the 2x2 round. I got 3 different colors here, and on top I just put the donut piece, the tile with a hole in the middle. Now I know this hole is kind of small. It kind of looks like one of those trash cans that like limits you to recyclables, like just cans would fit. I don't have a better solution for that top, so this is the best I can come up with. But I still think it looks pretty good. I've got a trash can at our shop that looks just like this outside, and it does have a smaller opening in the top. And I actually use this in my bike shop mock. My most recent development I'm really happy with, and that's this one here. And what I do in this is I take one of these bins and I put a top on it. Now I know this slit is kind of small, but it looks like the kind of trash can you'd see at a gas station or out in public. One secret to this, you do have to have a bar running up the middle, and to get that really solidly in there, because the bottom of the trash can is not very strong holding a bar piece, use a 2x2 jumper so you can connect that bar physically to the ground, making it really sturdy. And the lid is just a 2x2 tile with a 1x1 round plate with open stud. That open stud slides onto the bar, and I absolutely love those. And you might notice too, I'm varying the colors on these. A lot of times I like to do 2, like green for recycling and gray for refuse, trash, whatever you want to call it. So love that design. I came up with that pretty recently. Maybe someone else has done it before, I don't know, but I thought it up also. Also with these bins, these make fantastic scrap bins. So I've got another little mini build here. Some different scrap bins. This would fit really nicely outside of a warehouse or a shop. And I've got a few techniques going on. The first one's designed to kind of look like conduit or piping. And I've just got various lengths of these pipes. I've got some 1x4s here. I've got some 1x6s. These look really nice, like some conduit. This is scrap that's in a L shape that they just throw in the bin. And for smaller details, you want to do like small metal scrap, I like to use chains. It's a great way to add just a whole bunch of little detail. Like this is full of metal cutoffs. I know like factories that stamp pieces often have scrap steel laying around. So like in the smaller box, I just took a small chain, put the ends in first, and then just let the chain fall in after it. And it looks like it's full of nails or metal cutoffs. In the big crate here, I did a longer chain. I didn't have that one in the metallic silver. I also put a small piece down there just to fill up the space. So depending how much you want this overflowing, you can add small bricks down in there just to kind of make up some of the volume. And then drop that chain down in there. And it looks really good, I think. Just like small metal waste. Just like that. Now you may notice I've got some wood boards stacked in this one. And the cool thing is, they don't move. See, one problem when you do these scrap bins is, let's say I want to put 3 boards in here. I've got 2 1x3s and a 1x2. Well, if I just set these in here, one, that looks really boring. And if I try to scramble them up, they're not going to stay in place. Well, I have a nice little technique to make these stay in place. Let me show you. So first of all, I got to get the positioning right. And I'm going to try to copy this. We'll see if I can do it quickly here, as it does take a little bit of patience. So I'm going to put 2 boards in front, 1 behind, and then the one in back, I'm just going to kind of twist it at an angle like that. Now this smaller board in front, I want to lift it up, and I'm going to try to get it at an angle, and this is the trickiest part. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I got them in place there. Now, this could easily fall out of place, so I'm going to show you a trick to make this stay. 2 very helpful pieces. Unicorn horn and these tooth or spikes or whatever you want to call them. I also like this piece because it's rubbery. It's not hard plastic, which means it's flexible and it works really good. So like you can see in this box, I got everything wedged in, but I've got these empty spaces. I can take this unicorn horn, stick it down the back, and it will just kind of fill up that void. And once that's in there, these are going to stay in place really nicely. And I can kind of hold that position. You can see I can wiggle this all over, and it pretty much stays unless I'm real rough on it. So that's a nice way you can add that detail and get those pieces to stay in the orientation that you want them. Alright, now in doing this video, we just announced the fall challenge. If you didn't see that, I'll post a link here as well as at the end of the video. There's plenty of time to get involved. It ends right before Halloween on October 28th. I also forgot to mention in that video, I'm allowing up to 2 submissions in 2 different categories, so each person can put in 2 submissions if they want. Just make sure in separate categories. But because of the fall challenge, I thought I have to do something fall related in this video. And the best thing I could think of would be a leaf pile. So I came up with 2 different leaf piles, and believe it or not, this stuff is all attached. And I'm going to show you how I made this. This was a lot of fun. I got 2 different colors here. This looks like kind of dead or dying leaves. And then, of course, we have the more cartoony, very vibrant leaves here. But you can kind of mix the colors up however you want. But let me show you the process of making this, because this was a lot of fun. I think it turned out really nice. So for this one here, I used 3 different pieces: olive green leaves, pearl gold leaves, and pearl gold flowers. For this pile, I used a ton of colors. I've got 5 different colors of leaves, ranging from yellow to red, and 3 different colors of flowers, all mixed together to give it lots of variation. And that's the version I'm going to build for you here now. So we got to start with a base. And for the base, I've just got a 2x2 plate. I surround them in leaves. I got 6 different leaves around there. And that's what's going to be kind of the very bottom layer. Next thing to do is to grab a jumper 2x2, put that right on top. Colors don't really matter, you're not going to see them, but you could definitely make them blend into the ground. It'd be probably the best. And then I have a brown Travis brick here. Now for the rest of the build, we're going to use these branch pieces. And we're going to do 4 of these, and these are the 6 branch pieces, not the 3 branch. And we're going to do 4 of them all the way around to the outside of the Travis brick. And I want to make them have kind of a flat side down, so it sits like this. And then we can stick this right on the Travis brick. And then I have various different leaves here in various different colors. I'm going to put flowers on a few of them. I think it's about half. Let's see, I got 6, 8, 6, 7, almost half. But not all of them are going to get flowers. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take colors, I'm going to vary them. So I should have 3 pieces sticking up from this branch. The bottom 2, I'm just going to hang leaves on. I'm going to vary the colors. So I got a yellow and a red. I'm going to put an orange one right on top with a flower on it. And that will lock those 2 in place if you do the positioning just right. We'll do the same thing all the way around. There we go. And then on top, we're going to take one more branch piece, stick that right down in the middle. And then I'm just going to take 3 of these with flowers on them and work them around the longer central branches here on this piece. And there we go. We have a leaf pile, and if done right, everything should stay in place because they're locked in by the other leaves. Pretty cool. I might have to incorporate that in my fall challenge build. All right, and another build I did a long time ago, this garbage truck. And I wanted to use this as an example because in the back, I piled a whole bunch of trash. I just vary things in there. A couple things are stuck down like these 2 bags, and they just hold all the junk. Now, if you're going to do garbage like this, making a receptacle makes it very easy. So, for example, this contains it. So you just kind of throw loose pieces in there and mix them up until you get them how you like them. It's a lot easier than getting those things to stick down in all the weird angles. One of the hardest things to make in the trash world of Lego is piles of trash because things are supposed to stick every which way. And when you stick them just straight onto studs, they all look too linear and symmetrical and in a row. And when you do snot, same kind of thing. They're just straight sideways. It's hard to get that angle. So doing a receptacle like this, whether it's a dumpster or the back end of a garbage truck, you can really make it look a lot more mixed up, a lot easier. And my final build here, I've wanted to do this for a while, so I'm really happy how it turned out, is the polluted river. Now, mixing trash and nature is something you don't see a lot in the Lego world. Lego builders tend to make things super clean. If they're doing garbage, it's more in a setting like this in an alley or this in a shop. Putting it with nature elements might get a little bit too real. But it was a lot of fun to figure out how to incorporate these things and get everything kind of intertwined into the natural elements. And as you can see here, I've got a lot of different stuff going on. So let's kind of walk through it here. We'll start over on this side, a couple elements here. I really wanted to put in like some construction garbage. So I've got a few of these grates. And basically I laid down the nature elements and then I just used these branch pieces with leaves and flowers on them just coming up through the grates, and they kind of glue them in place. I mean, I can barely move either of these grates. So it worked out really nicely. Underneath there, I have a pizza box, which is a little fun to stick under there. A couple of boards up here with nails in them. And it's really cool if you can get the nature elements to kind of overlap it like it's been there for a while. I've got some piping up here. I've also got some down in the water sticking out. I did a couple more industrial looking barrels. And of course, if you're doing water, I don't know if I like the color water here. I probably should have done a little darker. I tried to get it darker by putting it on dark green, but it's still coming out pretty blue. But anyway, got a couple barrels down here, and then I just put a big piece of piping, like something that came out of a construction zone. I did brown on the lower half, the way it's rusted up, because that's the part in the water, and then gray on the upper portion. I think that turned out pretty cool there. Had a lot of fun with these cardboard boxes, and that's something pretty common to see, just a bunch of trash thrown down a hill. Unfortunately. But yeah, you just do different orientations. These are kind of twisted. This one's up on end. I also mixed in some coffee cups and glass bottles just to kind of mix it up here. I think it turned out pretty cool. Down in the water, I was able to bury a couple boxes. Getting stuff at angles is kind of fun. So, this I just kind of stuck in here. I took some cheese slopes, made a hole in the water, and then I just kind of gently set that down in there so it looks like it's sitting on a rock or an angle there in the water. Did the same thing with this trash can here. Just kind of made a slot for it. Pop it in. And any place you're going to see gaps, just put kind of waves around it like the water's hitting it. I think it turns out pretty good. Had fun putting this sign in here too, like it's stuck down in the mud from an old construction site. Got this bike here, and you got to take the wheels off, make it look broken, throw it down the ditch. And again, I just use the branch pieces to hold it in place, just have them come up through the frame here and stick everything down. If you watch my videos, you'll know where this bike and these little pieces came from up here, but I'll let you guys figure that one out. I really wanted to put a drainage pipe in here and some darker liquid coming out, so I kind of just made that flow into the water. That was a lot of fun. Maybe I should have done some more, who knows. One of the bike tires over here as well. And then I wanted to play around with cans. Now getting cans, just like in a trash pile, it's hard to get the right orientation if they're all stuck down. Everything here is stuck down. So I've just got a lot of them just like sitting in the tall grass here. A couple of sideways ones. But it would look better if I could get them at angles. So it's really tricky to do and make it look good. And of course I had to put a road sign down here in the water. So I just got a speed limit sign sticking up out of the water here. A lot of fun and super cool detail. Well, I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do more just like this in the future. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.